maybe see some of the steps here a little. So, can you one see the top of the hive here now? So what we have here, this is the top board. We're going to take this off, put this on. Now we're looking in here, and we're going to see the bee. We'll show you the brood. We're going to skim a little more here. Why we smoke is that I think their is on there, so they consume a lot of fluids, a lot of honey, and fill themselves up. And then they're a little bit docile, a little bit quiet, a little easier to work. So it's pine needles that we use and spread and smoke that. So that's how that works. So here, now hopefully you're gonna see, hopefully be able to show you the queen. Maybe, but it'll get some brood. So pretty light. So I'll break it up so you can see.
As you beekeep, you quickly learn a couple of things. If white means the bees aren't doing anything.
Okay. So there's a brood here, and there's some bees. So if you see with the little, can you see white? Okay, that's larvae. Those are babies that just the queen laid the eggs. The larvae in there. The other ones are capped. You can see some of the brown, and then they're caps. So the queen is in here somewhere. Hopefully we're able to find her and show to you. But he is laying eggs. Over here, I see some brood, and then see, if you see the little clear stuff, some of those I cut out. No, there we go. The clear stuff, that's nectar. So we're seeing nectar and the caps and the larvae. Everybody see that? Okay? You're seeing it the most closer you can see it without being here. That is a frame. It's called a deep frame. It's a little bit longer, deeper. And this is where they'll build up and will supply themselves honey that the winter. So we'll see if we clean any on here.
There's some mildew that they're ready to put in the outside.
Yeah.
Warm.
And it look, can you see inside there inside the and see yellow? Anybody see the yellow? Pollen.
Would you consider those standing?
No. See one, if you look closely, this one larvae has opened up and bee has out of it already. One right there. Yellow, that's yellow. So hopefully we'll see one bee being born here. See one. They're seeing me 3 loves. Okay, I'm back in. We'll take another one and then we'll do some questions.
Want to do your not it's strong. That's not what we're out here for.
Oh, that's some good. She's really still as well. You can see all the brood pattern. She could even be in here if we see her. So you see pollen in there, see some larvae. We'll turn it over here. Yeah, very, very good brood pattern. We'll see if we find of those larvae that we'll look for. So you see there's some questions. The bulk is we use pine needles. Pine needles. We put in pine needles, burn pine needles, and that makes smoke. In the peak summer, somewhere between 8,000 to 100,000 bees. And then also, by the time get down somewhere between 10 and 20,000 bees. Yeah, 10 and 20,000. And then so, just so everyone knows, bees about this time of year live about, the worker bees live about 21 days. Okay, I can see the green. Yeah, so moving off. Yeah, we're moving off. That's the queen. Looks like older queen. Yeah, she was. Yeah. There's another one coming there. There, drone, maybe drone. Yeah, yeah, that's not. So 20 days, queen will let out 2,000 eggs a day. So the queen will lay out 2,000 eggs a day. We're going to put another one here. Well, things have in also is on this side is we have a feeder. So we feed them spring of the year and sometimes in fall water. I help them out a little bit. We also have a bee catcher, and I'll show it to you in a minute. This is a bee catcher, and it has playboy in it. It catches the hive. Hives are native to the, they hurt to take over hive. They take over these. We'll go ahead and pull more. So usually 2 years. 2 to 3. So you can move there, not as much to be on that one. And more brood there. Some white and is larvae where the and if you find one that's just sitting up, what they like little, they look a little bee. We can find one standing up, would be one that we harvest, take to church, and then they would get queen. The wood bees bring in royal jelly and would make their own bee. A lot of people. It's not you know, how many things. Well, they indeed it, and they damage it basically. They'll take the hive and they'll man and destroy. The bee will come in and destroy any eggs, destroy the honey, and just so hopefully you see all the dirt. You see the cat brood where the larvae is in. Then larvae open up. You can see how the larvae comes. I have some more. There's some pollen.
Yellow
you can see the yellow
on the
lid
there.
of the bee. Pollen that they've been. So it looks very, very good on top. I see this called propose, that sticky stuff that I've seen the bees from the resin trees really dive together and those questions. Yeah, those 2 step high, they don't intermingle, don't go too far. See all pollen in that one?
Right here. Loaded.
He's loaded.
She's loaded. She's loaded. They're all female, except for the drones, the larger one. Occasionally. Right.
See some big ones. The rolls we pointed, we thought
Maybe you're right.
they're all big wolves.
And
So look at one more here. No, you're not. Now we're going to see the back eye of the you. And it has, that is all cat honey. They will use for dirt.
and then pollen down here. It's short. It's short pollen on it.
The pollen needs to feed themselves the protein. The nectar is used to make honey, and then they also bring a lot of water. And hive will probably drink anywhere from 2 to 3 gallons of water a day.
The two leaves are getting rid of, so the whole comes forward, they calm down.
not going to be very happy here in about 5 minutes. We'll have probably frozen. We'll let one more. Look around the yard here. They like them right now. They're busy with sun. So bringing in pollen, bringing eggs. This is a good strong hive. That we're going to have to put up. They have gardens. Gardens that will guard one of the
Actually, for a hive is a little bit weak here. The woodwork.
I might some of the others today. Okay. Okay. So if you look down, I'm gonna play pretty good. If you look at the bottom, you see the reducer out here. So we keep hive open too far. That would actually probably be a way to help the bees guard the hive.
And the word moth or moth and behind, so by reducing the size of the open, you limit their ability to get in there. They can really a high moth. The eastern builder is moth, but yeah.
So to the problems we have, enemies would be hive bugs and also warm. So I'll treat these later in the day. Some hard. We will have control. Hopefully, they low amount. But we see needles. That's I'll try. She left. I saw them beat in there. Any pictures?
Okay, look up here. There are bees that are around the sunflower, and even more over here that are there. But you can see 3 bees right here that are coming up the next column, sunflower.
Let's give you a little tour of the yard here. You can see all the flowers, and we'll kind them up and answer some questions people have. So it's what we have. That our garden. And in the back of our garden, we have houses, all kinds of wildflowers, the butterflies, all kinds of pollinators. You see, good. So next we have Amrani has let plant a bunch of flowers. We also have flowers that are blooming all time of the year, from early spring late fall. I'll kind of give a glimpse around. You can look over here, these flocks, and our full honeybees and big bumblebees. Can you see, Laura? Okay, so you can see how they are accumulating on these and pull out the nectar in the plum. So what I'm going to do is roll up here now and sit down and visit you and then see how more questions there are.
Farming is always a common issue. It's, as you can imagine, hives with 2,000 bees, it's an overcrowding situation. It's normal.
So are you going to picture me? We to the hives spring of the year, and then this time of year we spend a lot of time with them into the fall. And pretty much in November, we are leaving them alone until February.
Yeah, it's the time of year where our need, other than just monitor what's going on, there's not a lot of need in there. We will be doing some eradicates of mites and other problems. Might is like a trigger you in your body with a bee attack on his body or her body. That really is an intent, and it can, that causes what's called colony collapse. With the bee trying to go to desert, they all fell off. Kind of an understanding.
So yeah, that problem is that leave the child picked up a couple this year. We picked up a couple schools. We've done that for.
Yeah, well, that's pretty high with Forum. Got another urban beeper member who formed in Left High, but it was in the yard, picked it up, and different size, have to say 50 pounds or honey. It's pretty amazing what they produce.
Best flowers, if you can leave flowers, if you have a particular garden or any of the nurseries that we have, and make sure that you leave flowers, Zuri, those are the for pollinators.
I do a milk. I have a lot of food in the garden with the hummers. Not only honey, but all the other bees that are bees, they're all over the movie. That's for us.
And the And the good thing is that I mentioned before, to have something that blooms from early spring all the way to the last time when we have snow, when we have frost.
The one you have to use when you have honeybees is that here we're sitting 50 feet from the hive, bees are still kind of around with they know we're the keepers and they're picking up on. As we hear there are bees who are kind of hovering on as they kind of follow the beekeeper around the yard sometimes. They flourish, they smell us. If you don't be, you don't be a beaver, because you're going to have to be friends with them.
There can some days when we're working outside, they'll bump us, and we know that it's not supposed to be out today because there's space. There's other days when we be out here and but other days you can just be out here and it's no problem at all. I'm going to turn off the Bluetooth and see if you can just hear from our phone, okay?
Uh-huh.
Maura?
Yeah, go ahead. Sounds good. Maybe speak slow.
Can you?
We can't hear you well on Zoom.
Yes, I can speak. The speaker doesn't have it loud enough.
Okay, we're back on Bluetooth. We can hear you.
Why don't we can try unmuting Mark on the Zoom. If you want to turn the Bluetooth off again, maybe you can hear him.
Okay.
Hey, Pastor Bill, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Pastor Bill?
All right, let's try going back to the phone. All right, the picture is frozen again, and Mark was talking, but I don't think you could hear him. Do you want to ask if there's any more?
Let me get audio here going.
We need a tech person on this end just to keep everything going. It's a nice idea, though. Give people some insight into beekeeping. And
Asking if there are any more questions from the chat.
Hey, folks, we're just trying to take some more questions. Sorry for the audio issues. If you could use the chat and mute yourself, we're having some audio issues.
How to do the? Got the volume up, but I don't have the.
I think it's not the speaker, though. What you're saying is on.
How do you do that?
Ah, man, I'll tell you. I do an Apple, I'm not sure. Seems like there ought to be like a feature pop-up that would tell you.
There don't appear to be any more questions right now.
Okay. I'll apologize for the audio today, problems or whatever.
Technical challenges.
It sounds great right now.
What's that?
It sounds perfect right now.
It does. Well, it must have been the Bluetooth today. It just wasn't connecting as well. So we'll have to figure something out. Sorry about that.
But it's been a great day at the beehives. Always nice to come out and check up on things. And yeah, every day is a learning experience. Beekeepers, you talk to 5 different beekeepers about how to do something, you get 5 different opinions. It's really an art. It's not a science, it's an art, because everybody has a different approach to it. And there are certain things that we all agree on, but there are so many different ways to try things and how to examine things. It's really a kind of a fascinating hobby.
No more questions?
What has been your scariest bee experience?
Ed?
What has been your scariest bee experience?
Our scariest bee experience. I would say probably when I don't put on my bee suit and think that I can go out and be with the bees and do something with them. And then, you know, they go into attack mode, and once they start stinging you, you can't get away from them, and it just,
You're in trouble then.
you're in trouble
You're in
then.
trouble then. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's probably but I learned that a few years ago. I just always wear my bee suit,
Same here.
always cover myself up.
These videos where people are out there with maybe just a headset on and some gloves, they're in short sleeves and shorts. I can't do that. I've been stung up too many times where, you know, I know Ron Damback can do that, but he's more of a bee whisperer, can get
Yeah.
away with that. But I had too many situations where a lot of it depends on the mood of the bee. Sometimes they're real docile, but I think in the summer heat, there's less chance of that being the case. They get a little more aggressive, and the heat makes them that much busier and that much more active, and you run the risk of getting stung significantly, which I have been stung significantly both this summer and a couple years past. Always a learning experience. Whenever I get stung, I say to myself, well, what did you learn? Because you get stung, that means you did something wrong. Either you didn't have the right gear on, or you opened something up you shouldn't have, or it's a learning experience, that's for sure. It's a learning experience.
So if anyone is interested in beekeeping and wants to get a little more involved, we have the 2 teaching hives up at the church, but we usually have people with extra suits that we can, if some younger person wants to get involved or an adult wants to get involved, just let me know, and we'll pick a time when you can put on a suit. That's how how people have become interested in beekeeping, just by getting in and learning. That's how Brenda and I did it. We got in and learned about bees, and then started our own hives. And so I know Alice Paul is the same way, John. Ron Dambeck's always usually willing, if he's around, to come. Either one of us.
And we have several non-members of the church that you know, it's been nice for Timothy Urban Beekeepers that we have outreach to the neighborhood, and there's half dozen people who are non-members and they are active in our group. So that's good to see also.
Do you guys know any bee jokes?
Any bee jokes? Oh, I had one here not too long ago. And let's see, what was it? Oh, I know. Do you know where bees go to the bathroom? The BP station. That's the best I got for today.
Yeah.
Do you always work with the same species of bee?
Usually ours are there's a couple different kinds of species. There's the Russian, the Italian.
Well, European, they call.
European. Yeah, so we pretty much, African bees. We usually go with the Italian bees. So we have a guy in DeSoto, Missouri, who builds the hives for us. And then we have a guy in Jackson, Missouri, that we get our beginning bee kits, like they're called nukes. The bees are already started, and we get our bees from him. So he gets the bees going, breeds them, and makes certain that the queen is laying eggs. And then we bring those up in the spring of the year, and that's how we start new hives.
So mankind manages honeybees pretty well. It's the native bees that are the challenge here, where they say most bumblebees and things like that you see actually live right in your yard year round. They bury themselves in the dirt for the winter and come back out in the spring. So vegetation and things like that, because man has learned how to manage the honeybee, but the native bees, the wild bees that we see, that's more the concern for the ecological standpoint of nature right now.
And that's why the best thing you can do is plant native plants
Right.
And all kinds of pollinators will, kind of come upon your yard, even if it's a little patch. It's just important to have those native plants that the bees like, that all pollinators like.
Butterflies, hummingbirds, you'll see it all.
Yep.
How concerned are you about murder hornets?
Well, they're in Washington State right now. That would be a concern, but the ones that the hive that we lost at the church was just feral bees, bees that were just wild bees in the neighborhood that just came in and stole all the honey and killed all the bees that were there and killed the hive. So there's all kinds of concerns besides the murder hornets, but I guess they're out there, and if they make their way here, we'll have to deal with them when they get here.
But that would be something too, to understand that with our native bee population, that would also be a defense against some foreign bee like that coming in. That I'll tell you what, when you have pollination, I see so many different large bees and blue bees and wasp looking things. You think there'd be a lot of defensive bees here that wouldn't like the invasion of another species like that. So who knows? It's too early to say what's going to happen there. They've got to get over the Rocky Mountains and all the cold air and things like that to get here. So we may never see. I mean, whatever was concerned about the African bees a number of years back, and that never seemed to go anywhere. So anyway, it's hard to say what will happen there.
I think that's all of our questions for now.
Okay. We'll have to work on our technology a little bit and figure out what we could do rather than Bluetooth maybe for speakers if we do this again. Sorry about that.
And a better stand.
And a better stand. Everybody good?
I believe so.
Okay. We're going to say goodbye then.
Have a great bee day.
Thank you.